I had a dream warning me about the direction of the Iran war on the morning of March 4th, just 4 days after the US and Israel began strikes on Iran. In the dream, I was visiting a teenage girl. She had 2 snakes in a glass aquarium. They were brown with a rattlesnake pattern. She asked me if I wanted to hold one. I said no. I didn't want to get near them. The snakes kept rising up in the cage, batting at a flimsy lid, trying to get out. And she'd say, "No, no, no," which wasn't exactly reassuring. I didn't feel safe around the snakes, so I went into another room. The room was dark, and I hunted around for the light switch. I heard the girl out in the next room say, "No, no, no." A moment later, she opened the door and said, "Sorry, but one of the snakes got out. He's attached to you." I looked down, and the snake had bitten into my heel. The girl said, "Sorry." She pried the snake off me and left with it, and then I woke up. So what does this dream mean, and what does it have to do with the war in Iran? Snakes can mean a number of things in a dream, depending on whether they're threatening or not. For me personally, I've had snakes appear in dreams in the past as warnings of financial loss. So that was my first clue. Now, the key to this dream is not the snakes, but the girl's attitude and her "no, no, no." The resonance is that someone is being naive and immature. They think they're in control of a situation when in fact they do not have control, right? The girl has the snakes in a badly secured cage and she baby talks them when they attempt to get out. But this clearly has no effect on the snakes, and it doesn't mitigate the danger they pose. When I channeled on this dream, what came through was the situation with Iran. The dream was a warning that the U.S. thought they were in control of hostilities, that they could manage it, but the situation was not under control and was much more dangerous than they expected. I must say, watching what's unfolded since I had this dream, it's been uncomfortably accurate. But what about the snake biting me? What does that signify? The dream is warning me that I personally would be impacted by this war, even though I try to hide from the situation by going into another room, and even though I'm in the dark about the real purpose of the war, as represented by my inability to find the light switch. Why does a snake bite my heel, though? The heel represents a point of vulnerability, as in Achilles' heel. Achilles was immortal except in one spot, his heel. That was where a fatal blow could land. So this dream was a warning that I had a financial vulnerability. That was enough of a signal for me to, the very next day, shift how I was positioned financially in order to protect myself. I've had no reason to regret that decision since. So what do you think of this dream? Was it prophetic, or was it simply my own mind trying to make sense of an uncertain world? Leave a comment below. And remember, to live your best life, follow your dreams.